So, my name is KyawHtet, and yes, you had mentioned, just call me Ted. I'm an alumni from Senior Reform. So, as you had mentioned, background is coming from medical field. But after studying here, and my research topic is actually, I think from the background from medical. So, I consider treating as a patient, even from nutrition, giving supplements, and stuff everything. That's the background I have. But when time goes on and getting exposed to this nutrition field, I realized that that is not possible, right? Because they are not all patients and they're not following all your instructions. So then it changed the concept, and I'm getting close to the dietary approach. So as the two speakers already mentioned how important the foundation of food composition table, FCT, Ibu Nalis explained how challenging it is to get the correct and accurate database. It will take a lot of time. So like Indonesia, from Myanmar, we also have the same problem. Our FCT is like before I was born, but still the same. So there's a lot of things to do. And like Ibu mentioned, it's like after you get the data, how are you going to apply it? How are you going to apply it for preventing of a deficiency or prevention of your disease? So these are the things, and where my presentation today is that in the middle. So to get the data or the information for the recommendation or feedback, we need a FCT. The approach that we're going to discuss today is in the middle, how I collect. So have to remember, without the strong FCT, our method will not be very successful because the data is not correct or not accurate, and we cannot make a good recommendation, and it will be underappreciated. So let's start with the presentation, and this is about the database approach, how to collect using the principle of the multiple pass 24-hour record. And this is coming from our work with the team. It's a cohort evaluation team in Batuta project in Indonesia. So some of Indonesian colleagues may already know what is Batuta. Batuta is the under 2 children. So this study is about under 2-year children, and we involved in the cohorts longitudinal survey. Okay. I don't have a lot. And we know which is lacking in their diet and how to improve it. This is essential to dietary assessment. And the progress is mainly made in the developed country like United States or Europe or United Kingdom. This European country understanding the importance of this dietary assessment, and they heavily invest. And the next slide I will show you how evolving. So for example, in the United States, they have the ANPM, this is called automated multiple pass approach. And then in the Europe, they use Epic software, it's computer-based software. And some already started in India as well. Next slide. So this is about automated approach. And you see that since 1999, it is already pilot testing. So we are now 2018 here in Asia, in South Asia. Where are we? So we need to question ourselves as well, and we see the progress that we have made. So started in 1999 and already engaged in the national survey. And hence, they integrated this approach for dietary assessment. And the that you see that it is rely on the computer. So this is not that easy because at the time you might imagine the computer is already expensive. Not nowadays, it is already getting lower down. But at that time, it is very, very costly and also labor intensive. And you see the portion size estimate how they did. That is how the story started in the developed countries. Next, please. So the advance of technology and nowadays, and because of this connectivity of the world, the technology are now available to everyone. We are getting used to smartphone and tablets and everywhere. Even though it is high in the beginning, the price can be getting lower down, and now everybody have more than one or two mobile phone and tablet. So there where the technology and the nutrition field already engaged already. And you can see that cost for the beginning. For the cost I mean is this electronic-based data collection. It is expensive, yes, in the beginning. But when you consider for the long term, it is very efficient and cost-effective. So we might have reason to consider why not we change from the paper-based to the tablet or the mobile phone approach. Because it has a significant advantage, so like reduce the burden of the dietary data entry. Can you imagine if you do like country like Indonesia to have a dietary assessment with 24-hour report to enter it correctly from big country like Indonesia? It's huge tax and prone to a lot of mistakes. So I'm not saying that there's a mistake here, but it is prone to mistake. And then they have the man-made error and there is technical error in the entry as well. So these are the things that already settled and considered in the electronic capture. And the other one is quick access to data. It's required. It has no time for entry, so immediately you can get access to the data. It is already a big advantage. That's why people are now getting used to this. Even in Africa and other parts of the world are already using this approach. So that's why we like to introduce our approach. Next, please. One of the example, this is the tablet-based approach using for data collection. This is application is developed by the scientists from group of scientists from London School and collaboration study in the Nepal. This is using there are two sources of the currently available web-based approach. One is OTK, what's called Open Data Kit. The other one is Compare. So we can use both of these. And in this paper, they use the the Compare approach. And in the Compare approach, following the principle of multiple pass. So the first row is about how they consider multiple pass approach. In this year, you see that step by step going following this multiple pass. And if you go to next level, they're going to identify the food item. And then next level, they go to the portion size. So here, how they did this, right? You can see the barcode scanning here. So food item, you just have to keep the barcode. Portion size also using the barcode. So everything here is like automated, and at the end, you get the result. But at the if you read, you can go and read the paper, and the authors admitted still improvement are needed, especially the tablet is not flexible like the paper. With the paper, you can erase it, you can add it again, but in tablet, it's not that flexible. So there's a room for improvement. How? If something needed to change, because you go by looping, first person, second person, third person, and then suddenly something is wrong. The tablet doesn't have that flexibility. So that's where we need to consider how to improve it. So next, please. Okay, so this is about where our work begins. It is about the KyawHtet project. You can Google it. It is provided a website of again and USA, he said. approach of Part 2 project. It is a package of integrated package of nutrition-specific and nutrition-sensitive intervention to improve the infant and child feeding practices and nutritional status. This is the goal of the project. But our team is to evaluate the intervention, whether it is successful or not. A part of the evaluation is the dietary assessment. So we follow the children, around 680 children, when they are in the pregnant state. So second trimester, and we follow until they become 18 months. Throughout the follow-up period, we have assessment for dietary data, 3 time points, according to the recommendation, like 6 to 8 one time, 9 to 11 one time, and then after that another time for dietary assessment. This is follow-up longitudinal study, so that you can see the app, our app can already accommodate the nature of long-term follow-up study, meaning it can be used for a kind of epidemiological study. Want to see the diet-disease relationship, kind of that is already promising here. Oh, sorry. So you can see the team, the consortium is Senior Reform, is led by Ibu Umi, and London School is Elaine Ferguson, and for the University of Sydney is Michael Dipley. This is the team that consortium consists of cohort. But there's another component, it is cross-sectional. So in cross-sectional survey, they have a bigger sample size, and our colleagues from Surabaya and Malang and Ibu Anas are like contributing in the study. Now is how do we build our app? So this is the flow and the backbone of our app. As you can see, we follow exactly the principle of multiple pass 24-hour recall. And here is the step, here is the pass. So first we did is a quick food list. So following the quick list, identify what you eat yesterday. And then in the next step, what we did is confirm, are you sure, and is anything missing, you forget anything. This is a second phase, but it's not second pass. It is part of the first pass. And then for step 3, we combine pass 2 and pass 3. So it is like detailed occasion, where do you eat at home, or what time do you eat, and more detail we go to the method of preparation. Is it cooked, is it baked, or is it steamed, or how do you cook? And the ingredients, the detail of this ingredient is where the role of the food composition paper. We have a code here. This code must be linked to Indonesian FCT or the study FCT. So if you're using for Indonesia, this will be linked to Indonesia FCT, Malaysia, and Malaysia FCT. So here is the role of FCT. If we click then and click to the FCT, you can get the result immediately. So we see the role of FCT already here. And then the last one is the portion size. Then the amount and the food code will multiply and calculate, and then we get the energy intake. The last one is pass 4, the last pass, where we confirm every detail. You check and ask, is there anything you missed? And we try to improve here. If something is missing, we have a chance to revise it. So in the previous application that I showed you, we have problem to revise it because everything is like locked. Here we give room for improvement. So when you mix something or when you make mistake somewhere, we allow to revise it. And then if there is no mistake, we go to the last is finished. So where's the features of our app? The features of our app is flexible to add new food like as Ibu Yanis mentioned. There are 2,000 more food. And how many food you can list it before, that's very important. And every time you do the dietary survey, you get new food coming in because creativity or food industry or because we try different things. So the food list will be never complete. It is always required. So it's important to prepare the app adaptable to add new food. So even our app is that like, for example, 500 food items, we end up with 600 items in the survey. And remember, we were talking about East Java, Sidoarjo, and Malang area only. So all these 2 areas, and we are limiting to the under 2 children. So it's end up like 600 food items at the end. And we have another advantage is that we can combine with the picture picture. Although the gold standard and our protocol is to measure directly, it is not always possible. We cannot always find the food ready. So then the food picture is also useful. This is an example of the picture. We take it and then we put the label. So this biscuit is commonly eaten in that area. And we measure it and how much then is 11 grams. So our enumerator can see it and directly put it. Okay, 2 biscuits, so 11 multiplied by 2, then we get the result. This is also like the cereal foods. And this is our enumerator when doing the interview, take a chance to picture. And at the end, you get the energy reporting. At the end of the multiple parts, when you say finish, we will get the feedback. So the energy intake of this child is how much? Then you have a sense because you have consideration already where this is too big for this, too much for this child, or it's too low for this child. Then you have the chance to ask again, are you sure, mom, the child has 3,000 kilocalories? It's not possible, then you find a mistake. So something like that gives us room for improvement. So this is our experience. When we share our experience, it's like the free staff can learn quickly, and most of our free staff are like Diploma 3 from Nutrition Academy, and they don't have any difficulty following this app. We do not experience using data. As you see, it's almost 3-year follow-up. There is no issue for data problem, to assure you. And if somebody consider how the battery is lasting, you can walk all day, no problem. And we don't require internet all the time. So these are the things that we share from our experience. We think it is not only feasible in our Asian country and Southeast Asian country, it will make us easier to get the diabetes assessment. But bear in mind that we are heavily reliable on nowadays, like food conversion table is very critical. Otherwise, you get something data, but it's not very accurate. And like Ibu, maybe you already know about the optimized dietary data approach using linear programming. So OptiFood software, our app can already produce the output for that. So this is where we are expecting to proceed in the future. So it's end of my slide and presentation, but after that I will show briefly to demonstrate the app. And this is a team, Dr. Tu from Vietnam. He's also helping us a lot in developing the app, and Ibu and Elaine Ferguson and Michael, we all are doing together to getting the app. And GAIN, of course, is providing opportunity for doing this study, and to Malan Sidoarjo, the district health department, helping us. So that is where I like to know this is the team in the cohort base camp. So we did the study at the time.